Lloydminster RCMP say the cemetery was vandalized about 3 weeks ago. Early Sunday morning on May 26th, someone drove through a section of the cemetery. Mounties say numerous gravestones were damaged or displaced. Most of the damage has since been repaired. Police are asking for your help identifying those responsible. If you have any information, you're asked to contact police. A local man's court case could impact the way Saskatchewan government insurance deals with injury claims. 9 years ago, John Acton was involved in a crash in the rural municipality of Britannia, leaving him a quadriplegic. Acton sued SGI because his policy did not cover some of the services needed. A Saskatchewan judge ruled Acton could not sue SGI, but the province's court overruled that ruling. Now, last week, SGI then went to the Supreme Court of Canada, which dismissed the case. SGI's legal counsel Tim McLeod says it's difficult to predict what impact this case will have.
It certainly has the potential to impact no-fault customers of SGI. The reason why I say the potential is because it's pretty early in the going, and we're not quite sure how this will play out.
Now, McLeod says although the case is specific to Acton, the outcome could be precedent-setting. Acton declined to comment on the case. Lloydminster's downtown may soon be in line for a facelift. The Main Street Matters contest put on by Benjamin Moore is underway, and Streetscapes is encouraging people to vote. Megan Willis has details on what our downtown core might look like if we win.
With 100 cities across North America nominated, only 20 of those will see their main street repainted.
It just kind of helps a lot of, downtown has a lot of small business owners, so it just helps out the small business owners in our community.
The company's goal is to help preserve the street's history and keep local businesses thriving. Benjamin Moore will award the winning cities paint and supplies, as well as a designer to spruce up their main street. Some locals are welcoming the idea of downtown being repainted.
I think it would look a lot better downtown, for sure. I think we need a little renovation.
Lloydminster is up against 5 other cities in Alberta and 2 in Saskatchewan. One woman thinks the renovation to the street could help the city's overall image and bring attention to our town.
I don't think it hurts. I think it's promoting the city and it's making us look better in other communities. Not just locally, but a little bit further, province-wide.
People can vote once a day for our city until June 30th online at www.paintwhatmatters.ca. The chosen cities will have their street repainted within a year of winning the contest. Megan Willis, Newcap News.
Well, it's Monday again. That means another trip down memory lane with Retrospect this week from the archives. This time, Brian Hardy brings us 2 RCMP stories from the 1990s.
This week in 1990, alternate policing was being proposed.
There was a mode of thinking coming from Ottawa at one time that the RCMP should simply be a federal police force fashioned like the FBI.
Carol Carson is on the Protective Services Committee of the Saskatchewan Urban Municipalities Association. She says that municipalities can no longer absorb police costs, especially if they are raised the nearly 30% proposed. And at a regional meeting held yesterday in Lloydminster, Carson urged municipalities to check out the alternatives on their own. Both Weyburn and Estevan already have their own force, and it's something Lloydminster Mayor Pat Gulak says they have looked into as well.
I think it's hard to beat the RCMP.
Sumis says they don't want to alarm anyone by these revelations, but the fact remains that if they themselves are not optimistic, the chance of losing a national institution hits very close to home. Karina Fairbrother, Broadcast Center News.
It's June 1999 and the musical ride comes to town.
In the tradition of Canada's rich and diverse heritage, the RCMP musical ride held a unique show in the border city.
They used to use it for troop movements and practice their troop movements during the March West. The first official performance of the musical ride was in 1887.
The musical ride is funded in part by the federal government and by sponsorship. Eskelson says its future should not be threatened by federal cutbacks.
Wherever we go, we're well received, and I hope it is something that does remain and never leaves.
Alyssa Caldwell, NewsHour.
Join us next time when Lloydminster gets the games on Retrospect this week from the archives.